So, new drama has just dropped. Now, if some of y'all aren't really aware of the situation, things have not been looking good. And we can this predates back to I think the start of March, April, somewhere around that to now. Like this has been up for and maybe even more than that. It's been and going for on for a year at this point. Now let's start off with the biggest like elephant in the room, which is Mouse, Iron Mouse, leaving Vshojo. Now, I want to make a pretty clear situation here. Please just avoid hitting the talents. And like right now, of course, like majority of the talents have departed from Vshojo. They just like up and ended it. They didn't want to just look at it anymore. So it was in response to what happened with Mouse that triggered this whole situation. The only ones I've seen so far on the official virtual VTuber fan wiki, so far I've only seen about like 5 people remaining, and that's Fruit, Henya, and the JP Innova. But I kid you guys not, it won't be long before those guys also take five. Um, I'm gonna start out by saying like people with the people that are lied to and just get to be victim of just greed and extreme just like manipulation. I feel for them honestly. Like the it's just crazy to me that I used to think that Vshojo was just this great, awesome thing. I used to, oh, you guys know how like you just have these creative visions. You see yourself with these people. You see yourself collabing with them. You think what would be like to play with them sometimes. That's how I was. That's how my mind was envisioning it, of course. But in when a reality check happened and I saw what was going on, it not to mention it seems like apparently Vshojo hasn't really been paying their talent. And as it stands, Mouse was said that she was owed a substantial amount of money, not just the immunodeficiency, which I'm pretty sure, well, that one's way higher, but in general as well, she hasn't paid the money she's been owed. I think since last year, and the same as with the other talents like Kason. I don't know about the others. I haven't seen everybody's videos, but I know for a fact that the main situation revolves around Mouse. Now, do I think this is the end of V Shoujo? Yes. 100% it is over and done with. They are not gonna recover from this ever. They even with the slight damage control they will do, which is just donate to the immunodeficiency. At the end, I am like 99% sure they damage is done to their talent will be irreparable because this is gonna leave all of them with everlasting scars. Like Kuro, Michi, Matara, Giga, Mouse, Melody, Hime, Zen, um, I can literally name each and every one. And currently, Haruka has not been officially announced to be leaving it, but I kid you guys not, within maybe 6 or 12 hours, 24 hours max, I'm giving it, and all the talent will dissolve like flipping milkshake dissolves with the cocoa, like to make chocolate milkshake. And that chocolate milkshake is aged as in for over a year and smells horrible. That's what that's what I'm comparing this whole thing to, and it sounds absurd. Call me a crazy, but at being wronged at a complete like cellular level, where like what you believed in was not a done, and everything was just a lie. out of greed, and is just crazy to me. It's crazy to think how people will think they can just get away with shit like they just money. When it comes to money, it's like it needs to be always give and take. You give the money, you take the product, and yeah, with this, it was not even about giving the money. It was literally charity work, no less. Like immunodeficiency foundation. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But the way this whole situation has been handled is baffling to me because it's I can't even begin to comprehend, dude. And the crazy part is, this is from a perspective of a viewer. Okay, we all viewed Vshojo as like this amazing, like VTuber agency that just soared high in the sky. Like it was just the talent was less compared to other VTuber agencies, if you think about it. But at the end of the day, I thought that maybe those agencies, aside from Beach Shoujo, they might be doing something right. They might, and that's why theirs are successful. But when I look at what has happened now, it's a complete shit show, honestly. And I just really wish nothing but the best for Mouse. Like I know she's gonna be completely having a very hard time. Not to mention just her, everyone from Vshojo that I mentioned earlier, who all have left, like even Michi and all that. Like it's this is a big shock. This escalates beyond the drama that happened in April and or March. Like whatever the if you guys know, like it was an artist's um let's just say it was a manager or out for greed and he ruined friendships. But yeah. Um this doesn't concern just one person now. Let me just be clear. This concerns a multitude of people. I know because the previous drama it was between 2 3 people, but this is like on a scale way larger than that. And I'm like 90% sure not just the people who are affected, but the friends of those people are going to feel betrayed because as a I know for a fact some people might have had plans to join Vshojo, but at this rate the company is definitely just going to fall apart. There's no turning back from it. There's no like recovery they can possibly do. They should and regardless of what the staff does, like if some of them leave, quit or something, just not to attack them, it might just be a fault of one person who didn't act in the a right time. Of course, like I can't say too much about this situation because the full story is not disclosed. Mouse said it in our video itself that she can't disclose everything according to her attorney, but the whole legal system behind the shoujo is clearly either corrupt or they turned a blind eye to it and forgot about it, which I feel like is highly unlikely. Because if you don't have that much self-awareness about your own talent, then you are doing an absolutely bad, downright worst job ever in terms of just like being in this VTuber industry. Now, where does that leave the community? What do they feel about this whole situation? Why is it that, you know, we started seeing the signs even before Mouse left, We started seeing because as we remember, Matara left first. She said that it was about time for her to move to a different situation, and it was and it sparked a small like situation, you know. And then maybe 1 or 2 days, about 2 months ish later, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but then Zen also announced her departure. The timeline of events is a little weird for me, to be honest, but it's just, it is what it is. And then Zen left, which, mind you, by the way, Zen is one of the founding VTubers for Vshojo. So it was a big impact for a lot of people, and Zen has made a big difference. And then Giga also, I believe, left, and everybody was just like, what is going on with Vshojo at this point? You know, if this was these three departures from Vshojo were signs to us, signs we didn't see coming, but were visible as plain as fucking day. Signs we chose to ignore, thinking that, oh, as long as they maybe get new talent or something like that. But no, the original talent that was already there wasn't on getting what they were owed, or even just like any kind of just like a something compensation, and doesn't even come close to covering what those guys went through. Okay, there's no amount of compensation that can repair their image at this point, because they've fallen so far down the rabbit hole, it is impossible to get a rope to get out of it, you know. And even if they did manage to grab the rope, it would snap halfway, and then they would find themselves back in that same situation. Because as once a mistake is done online, I want you guys to remember this: one mistake online spells disaster for your entire reputation that you have built up, worked so hard around building. We've seen this case before with Cinder. We have seen it now as well, and uh, the way you choose to act is very, very important. I want to rephrase this. The way you choose to act in the online space is important as fuck. Okay, like it for someone like me, I feel like this is irrelevant. This got nothing to do with me. I can just breeze over this and not look at it. But trust me when I say this, that I had for the longest time been watching a lot of Vshojo content, and this came in from a place of good friends and stuff. So like, oh, there was someone like I don't know which VTuber I watched that led me into this community or not, but I believe it might have started the Alma and everything. But yeah, I feel I feel uh, it's a mixed bag of feelings, because and I wish there could have been more things going on with V Shoujo. I wish there was more for things to do for the talent there. There could have been so much more potential. But with the way they've acted over the past year, withholding payment from both Mouse and the immunodeficiency foundation that Mouse really truly believed in, and you know, not giving them what they were owed, when that money could have literally be used for so much more, like to help people. And this is where my conclusion is that Bishojo doesn't help people. They didn't help their talent. They didn't and give Mouse, and not to mention like the way they handled Mouse. Excuse me. Um, in her video as well, Elchi described how she felt pressurized because she was one of the founding people. She felt like she was responsible for everyone, and I think that's not right. That's not a right feeling to have in this whole space. At the end of the day, I'm just hoping to God that like everybody who did leave and has now going like independent. They take time off. They don't stream or anything, and just they focus on themselves. You know, this is a period of grief and sadness. We need to respect their boundaries. Let's, not send any hate towards them either, just because they had Vshojo in their title, but now they have removed it. Like, I know how bad the internet is, and how some people just go on that can of worms to just like start are pouring it down other people, because they think they can get away with it. Anyways, that being said, we might talk more in detail during my stream, but otherwise, that's where I'm gonna leave it today. You guys agree with me? You can subscribe if you want to. Not, then I'm not gonna hold it against you. Everybody has haters, and yeah, be around.